Form-based code, density done right. The Planning Board is exploring the use of form-based code to meet the housing needs of our town while at the same time protecting the environment, resilience, and the character of our community. Community goals and public policies from the local comprehensive plan. Policy number 1. Falmouth shall continuously analyze the zoning rules that guide development to ensure that they are flexible, fair, and innovative to improve the quality of the public streetscape. Policy number 2. Falmouth shall thrive and grow by guiding development into convenient and pleasant villages suitable for the 21st century, balanced with large reserves of open land. Policy number 3. Falmouth shall encourage a high-quality and durable built environment that respects the culture of the community. Policy number 4. Falmouth shall provide for a comprehensive network of access corridors to accommodate many modes of travel. Policy number 5. Falmouth shall encourage increased density primarily through redevelopment in some areas and discouraging further development in others. Falmouth first adopted Euclidian zoning in 1925, being one of the first towns in the Commonwealth to do so, named after a famous Supreme Court case, Town of Euclid v. Ambler Realty. Basis of use zoning was to separate noxious use from residential settings. Issues with current zoning. The segregation of uses has also led to isolated zones for commercial, residential, and institutional areas, which are only linked by auto and thus failing to create walkable, pedestrian-friendly neighborhoods. While conventional zoning closely regulates a variety of aspects related to use, parking, buffers, etc., it does not regulate the aspects that help enhancing the character of buildings, streets, and open spaces, which together form a neighborhood. Comparing zoning types. Conventional zoning specifies density use, floor area ratios, setbacks, parking requirements, and maximum building heights. Zoning design guidelines utilize conventional zoning requirements, and they specify frequency of openings and surface articulation. Form-based code dictates street and building types, or mix of types, build-to lines, number of floors, and percentage of built site frontage. What is form-based code? A form-based code is a land development regulation that fosters predictable built results and a high-quality public realm by using physical form rather than separation of uses as the organizing principle for the code. A form-based code replaces all or part of the zoning ordinance of a city or town. A form-based code is a regulation, not a mere guideline, adopted into a city or town zoning bylaw. A form-based code can offer a powerful alternative to conventional zoning regulation. What does form-based code do? Instead of concentrating on land uses, meaning the use of the building primarily, plus any outdoor commercial use, this new type of code is a legal design regulation that describes the desirable physical form, placement, size, and bulk of buildings within the environment. It also addresses the size of blocks and their relationships to one another. The regulations and standards in form-based codes are presented in both words and clearly drawn diagrams and other visuals. They are keyed to a regulating plan that designates the appropriate form and scale, and therefore character, of development, rather than only distinctions in land use types. This approach contrasts with conventional zoning's focus on the micromanagement and segregation of land uses, and the control of development intensity through abstract and uncoordinated parameters. For example, floor area ratios, dwellings per acre, setbacks, parking ratios, and traffic, to the neglect of an integrated built form. Form-based codes are regulatory, not advisory. They are drafted to implement a community plan. Ultimately, a form-based code is a tool. The quality of development outcomes depends on the quality and objectives of the community plan that the code implements. Main elements of form-based code. 1. Regulating plan. A plan or map of the regulated area designating the locations where different building form standards apply. 2. Public standards. Specifies elements in the public realm, sidewalk, travel lanes, on-street parking, street trees and furniture, etc. 3. Building standards. Regulations controlling features, configurations, and functions of buildings that define and shape the public realm. 4. Administration, a clearly defined and streamlined application and project review process. 5. Definitions, a glossary to ensure precise use of technical terms. Optional code elements, architectural standards, regulations controlling external architectural materials, quality, and appropriateness. Landscaping standards, regulations controlling landscape design and plant materials on private property as they impact public spaces. Signage standards, regulations controlling allowable signage sizes, materials, illumination, and placement. Environment resource standards, regulations controlling issues such as stormwater drainage and infiltration, development on slopes, tree protections, solar access, etc. Annotation, text illustrations explaining the intentions of specific code provisions. The form of our towns and cities affects the quality of our lives. The facades of buildings should welcome people, not repel them. Buildings should contribute to the public realm, not hide from it. Great streets happen when road and building designs are matched. Small towns can be revitalized by building on their original form. How we regulate urban form shapes the life of communities. Our existing zoning is flawed. Using the Staples Plaza as an example, we have applied the current zoning regulations to show density at 6 units per acre, resulting in 2,000 square foot or 4,000 square foot units. The Davis Straits redevelopment is proposing 20 units per acre. This slide shows the existing condition with illustrated case study for form-based code outlined in red dotted lines, noting Staples is the building with a white roof and blue pin in the middle. In the top left-hand corner, you will see an example of the proposed regulating plan utilizing form-based code. Current zoning for B2. Max density, 6 dwelling units per acre, shown as 20 dwelling units per acre. Max height, 2.5 stories, shown at 2 to 3 stories, shown with reduced setbacks for multifamily, including mixed walk-up use, walk-ups, manor homes, double-deckers, townhouses, and duplexes, totaling 4,500 square feet of retail, 52 units, and 20 dwelling units per acre. This is a rendering of what form-based code could look like. This is the anticipated timeline for the work on this project. This will go in front of town meetings, public hearings will be held, and eventually it could be adopted into the zoning bylaw, hopefully by November town meeting 2020. Thank you.